Hello everyone, just wanted to say as that this is my first TSW review. It will not be perfect, and my formula for making these is certainly not finished. Please remember that I have never seen or heard the real units myself or been to Germany, so please take my opinions with a pinch of salt. If you want to know more details about the rolling stock than I have put in the review, there is a manual provided that I have linked in the video description, along with the PC only mods that I am using. Finally, I am not affiliated with Train Sim Germany, Dovetail Games, or any other Train Sim World developer, and paid for my copy of the route with my own money. The Niddertalbahn is a short, unelectrified German rural branch line in the state of Hesse, running for 31 kilometers, or 19 miles, between Bad Vilbel and Stockheim. For some geographical context, Bad Vilbel is located on the S6 line at the Frankfurt S-Bahn, and is around 10 kilometers northeast of central Frankfurt. Its Train Sim World counterpart was originally developed for Train Sim World 3 by the third-party developer of Train Sim Germany and released in March 2023, making it over 3 years old at the time of this video's production. This is one of only 2 fully non-electrified German routes in the game, with the other one being the Niddertalbahn of November 2023. This is only the second Train Sim World DLC made by TSG, but their only other product at the time being the excellent Vossloh G6 diesel shunter, released in March 2021 as an add-on for the Rheinborough-Osten route. The route is set in 1992, 2 years after the West and East German reunification, but 2 years before the merger of Deutsche Bundesbahn of West Germany and Deutsche Reichsbahn of East Germany. All of the rolling stock included is from DBB. In the years since, some of the stations have been renamed. For example, Stockheim has been renamed to Glauberg Stockheim, and Heldenberg-Wiedecken has been renamed to Niederau. The route includes 2 different forms of motive power and 1 freight wagon. The star of the stock is the BR628 diesel multiple unit, which was new to Train Sim World at the time. Specifically, this is the .2 version, manufactured and introduced between 1986 and 1989, with 150 built in total. An interesting quirk of this unit is that only one of the coaches has an engine, with the other coach being unpowered. The car with the engine is marked as BR628.2, while the car without the engine is marked as BR928.2. The 928 end usually faces Stockheim, while the 628 end usually faces Bad Vilbel. The main livery included with the 628 is Deutsche Bundesbahn white and mint green, which run all of the passenger services on the Niddertalbahn. It is certainly a nice change from the endless DB traffic red of modern-era German add-ons. The additional livery included is modern Deutsche Bahn traffic red. Yes, I know what I just said about this livery being far too overused, but it still looks nice on the 628. It doesn't run passenger services on Niddertalbahn due to it being from the wrong era for that line. This is added as a free update by TSG as part of the launch of Train Sim World 4. Yes, a free update. Dovetail and Rivet would have put it in a gameplay pack and charged money for it. Looking at you, Great British Railways Class 802. The 628 is very well done in my opinion, with excellent exterior and interior modelling, textures and sounds considering its age. There are also usable CIFA and PISA B valves, accessible from this hatch behind the cab at the 628 end. The other form of motive power included is the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR365. This is an older version of the DB BR363 that originally was a DLC from Ruhr-Sieg Nord, with the main difference being that, while the 363 has PISA B, the 365 has Induci, which is essentially just an older version of PISA B. At the time of the Niddertalbahn's release, Induci was brand new to the game. The 365s are a member of the V60 family of shunters, which were built from 1956 to 1964. In real life, the 365s had Maybach prime movers, while the 363s have Caterpillar ones, but the 365 in-game has the same sounds as the 363 because TSG were unable to source the correct sounds from the real unit, apparently. The only wagon included with the route is this ES50 hopper wagon, which was new to Train Sim World at the time, which is used by the BR365 to haul sugar beets. There are 5 scenarios included with the route, with a decent range of stuff to do, including seeing a time-travelling signal and a glimpse into the future scenario. In terms of the timetable, the 628 has 54 services, with most of them being full-length runs, with some continuing off the map beyond Bad Vilbel to Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof. The 365 only gets 4 services in total, since 3 of them are split into multiple parts, though it does get more total service time than the direct rail services Class 20 in Cargo Line Volume 5. The 628 does layer onto other routes, with the white and green one layering onto both Linker-Rheinstrecke timetables, while the red one layers onto numerous modern-era German routes like Salzburg to Rosenheim. Also, the 365 layers onto the Niddertalbahn and the 1984 timetable for Linker-Rheinstrecke. The only rolling stock that layer onto the Niddertalbahn are the DB-BR-103 and the DB-BR-110, both for the Linker-Rheinstrecke route, running AI-only services on the electrified lines at Bad Vilbel and Heldenberg and Windecken. Apparently, according to the layer list, the DB-BR-420 that TSG has been developing since 2021 will layer onto this route, I would assume as AI at Bad Vilbel representing S-Bahn Frankfurt services. The main standout of the route is the incredible scenery. The foliage is dense, there are a ton of custom-made assets, and the stations in other buildings are quite detailed, albeit with no accessible interiors. Another point in the scenery's favour is the large amount of distant scenery that has also been modelled. My personal favourite scenery detail is this large forest between Heldenberg and Windecken and Eichen-Nidder. According to the manual, there is a 1% chance for the level crossings to fail in timetable mode. If that happens, this signal just before the crossing will not flash, and you will have to stop, hop out of your train, and click this little box by the crossing to manually activate it. One interesting Easter egg is this mysterious turtle portal, located just east of the line north of Kilianstadten. If you access it, then it sends you to an identical portal south of Kaltenbrunn on the Niddertalbahn. If you know what this is referencing, please do let me know in the comment section. The mastery layer adds combine harvesters in the fields adjacent to the line, which is a nice addition to the already excellent scenery. The route's performance is also excellent considering the number of assets, with my admittedly quite poor computer is relatively stable at 50 to 60 frames per second throughout the route, with very few stutters. I've also never experienced a crash to desktop on this line. There is a lot to love about this route. The scenery is the main standout, being quite dense and very beautiful at the same time, with a large number of custom assets to boot. The 628.2 DMU is also very well done, with a decent amount of services to do. It also only takes about 1 hour to complete a full-line passenger run with this unit, which is about perfect for me. There are a few things that I do dislike despite the overall amazing quality. The route's linear nature and low number of services limit the amount of replayability, and considering that this route is priced at the normal level, which is 30 UK pounds, there is limited value for money here. Finally, both the 628 and 365 have never received the post-Train Sim World 3 core features, like dynamic suspension and train faults. In conclusion, this is a pretty solid first route from Train Sim Germany. Considering the level of detail and polish for a first route, this is absolutely excellent, considering how old this add-on is. However, due to the lack of replayability and the route's linear nature, I can recommend this route only on a decent sale. My final score is an 8 out of 10. As for my next review, I'll probably be looking at the Blackpool Branches route from Just Trains.